Okay, great. My name is Rupal, like a ruby plus an opal. And my Dharma name is OnYu. Today I will be sharing how our family's meditation began and continues to evolve. I want to thank Reverend Ginger and my Dharma buddy, Diana Hawes, for their help in preparing this talk. So I have to tell you, our local Rite Aid is out of red and blue Powerade because my kids are at home recovering from the flu. And my partner Andrew is home in deep sleep because he worked last night. So luckily I made it, and I promise this is the truth. And I'm glad each of you made it. I feel supported by your presence, and so thank you for your deep listening. So my partner Andrew and my sons Ani, age 13, and Ishan, age 9, and I began attending this temple more regularly a few years ago. The beautiful physical space and the inclusion of children's programs was welcoming for our family. Each visit we made to the temple felt like a calm respite from the hectic pace of daily life. I found that Buddhism teachings were similar to the Hindu faith that I grew up with. As a child and youth, I regularly attended programs at our local temple and prayed at home with my family. However, there were a few aspects of my religious upbringing that were hard to relate to, like the ancient Sanskrit prayers. To that end, I found that Buddhism seemed to fit like a smartphone, to replace my singularly designed flip phone. While both serve their purpose well, Buddhism was uniquely created with modern daily life in mind. I felt that an important aspect of adopting this new practice with my family was to create an altar in our home. In Hinduism, having an altar in the home is a requisite. If the kitchen is the stomach of the home, then the altar is its heart. It is a place where one goes to be reminded of that which is beyond our senses, a place of peace and to feel humbled, a place of quiet and focus, a place to offer a prayer. So to find our altar, we went to IKEA. They have a wide selection of affordable, customizable pieces. So we got a nice low cabinet, as well as a couple of fake plants for decoration. Ishan, my younger son, picked out this unique blue-green paint color for the wall. And when we hung the gold-painted Ilwan song on it, it was perfect. A dear friend generously gifted me a beautiful bell for the center of our altar. We store the cushions in the cabinets and keep an assortment of books and candles and incense in the drawers as well. So can you guess which part of the altar that my kids like the most? The matches and the lighters. So once we put the altar together, we invited the Kuminims over to bless it. They taught us some silly Korean games, and we shared a nice dinner. We sat before the new altar, and they offered a beautiful prayer. We chanted together. I felt awkward at first, but then, following the Kuminims' model, I eased into the new space with a sense of openness and gratitude. So now it was time to use our new altar. Enthusiasm was high. Finding time for quick morning meditation seemed the easiest for our family, especially on school days. We started with just a 2 to 3 minute silent seated meditation, followed by the morning prayer song, which I learned from my kids after they attended the summer Dharma camps. And if you haven't heard the morning prayer song, it's really beautiful. It's in this booklet in front of you. And it's worth coming to the 6:30 meditation to hear that song sung. We slowly progressed to 5 or 6 minutes of meditation, and we found that over time, morning meditation became a part of our daily routine on school days. Then, about 1 year ago, my partner Andrew switched his work schedule from days to nights. I had a tough time adjusting to his absence in the mornings. I felt overwhelmed with all the morning tasks. Packing lunches, taking care of our dog Juno, getting myself and the kids ready. Moreover, some of my morning time was often reserved for completing last-minute take-home computer work. and I was set on preserving that me time. I noticed that I kept running late to my family's morning meditation, whereas my kids appeared relaxed and idle. Ishan enjoyed lounging on the couch for a full 15 minutes after eating his breakfast. Ani frequently disappeared into his room. They seem to have so much more free time than me. I thought, why am I running around stressed out when they're totally chill? I concluded that I needed to be a more in-charge parent. I enlisted my kids, my little minions who I brought into this world, as my workforce. They were assigned morning chores to complete. Walk the dog until she pees and poops. Load the dishwasher. Unload the dishwasher. Put away the cereal boxes. Lay out the meditation mats. I gave them order after order so I could maintain my time to do my last-minute computer work. Pack the lunches, shower, get ready. So can you guess what happened? They resisted. The tasks I asked of them changed each morning, and they did not like that. They argued back with me and tried to negotiate their way out. Then I stubbornly thought, well, I'm going to take a page out of Reverend Wang Gong's book. And I put them in morning noble silence. That's the truth, I did that. Well, the mornings became silent, but there was nothing noble about it. Tension was high. Sometimes there were tears of frustration and anger. Morning meditation deteriorated. There were days when we parted with bad feelings. I had turned our altar into a pit of despair. I had created harm from grace. And I knew that something or someone needed to change. In the Red Book, on the chapter called Maxims, the founding master said, if you wish to correct others, you must first correct yourself. If you wish to teach others, you must first learn yourself. If you wish to receive others' graces, you must first offer your grace to others. When you do this, not only will you achieve your own wishes, but everybody, regardless of self or others, will enjoy grace together and achieve their wishes. Is that intuitive? Makes sense. I had to start with the woman in the mirror, right? So I came to realize that my egoistic attachment to my to-do list was manufacturing our morning suffering. I was clinging to the delusion of a perfect, well-orchestrated morning in which I controlled my children. I was distracted by my desire to complete my tardy work, and I didn't pay attention to what my kids needed. My selfish thoughts led to harsh speech. It's no surprise we all began to feel closed in and suffocated. Once I came to this awareness, I started to correct myself, you'll be happy to know. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. Now I no longer think to open my computer in the morning. I just let that go. I go to bed earlier when my body feels tired. This is a direct recommendation from Master Sote-san. One of the 30 precepts is do not sleep at an improper time without due cause. Now I wake up earlier, which allows me more time in the morning. I really enjoy lunch packing meditation as I work quickly with a focused mind. I even understand our dog Juno better, and I use my time more wisely to tend to her. My kids also enjoy a spacious morning. They use alarm clocks to wake up, get dressed, and eat breakfast. I now understand that Ishan intentionally wakes up early to allow time to lounge on the couch after a cereal. He calls this intentional activity digesting. So instead of looking like an idle child, he now appears like a mini Buddha in quiet contemplation, right? Ani, being 13, enjoys a few moments alone to plan for his busy school day. Both kids have more time to pet Juno, who dances enthusiastically every morning to greet them. Instead of noble silence, there is now a natural, rhythmic quiet as we each move about our tasks with increased harmony. Nowadays, I'm usually the first at the altar for morning meditation. I try to keep our routine a team-based effort. Each of us has our own seat, and we play a different role. It's flexible, and we can skip it if the need arises, or extend it if time allows. In this way, the whole experience feels more like an invitation rather than an obligation. Our school day mornings now seem to carry a sense of spiritual space holding in our busy lives. I think of it as an anchor that grounds me in our family's love. So how does this fit into Buddha's teachings? In Buddhism, the idea of samsara is likened to a river. Samsara refers to the cyclical nature of our existence that carries an inherent quality of suffering. Samsara can also mean endless wandering, like a continuously flowing river of desire and attachment. In the Heart Sutra, at the end, we chant, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Parasam Gate, Bodhi Svaha. Gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond, now awakened. Enlightenment is analogous to crossing the river of samsara to the shore of freedom. For me, an important part of manifesting this freedom is the intentional dropping of the anchor of morning meditation to start my day in a moment of stillness. Instead of being swept away by worldly desires and attachments, I intentionally take pause to look around. Looking at Il-Won-Sung reminds me of my own Buddha nature. After we meditate and sing the morning prayer song, we bow to each other, and I'm reminded of my family's Buddha natures. A deep sense of gratitude fills my heart for that moment, and that's all there is. Thank you.